Every week on Life we give you the chance to write and present your own report. Tonight's reporter is Cara Scott-James. She's a 17-year-old freelance writer in Wellington. Her report, Avant-garde hairdressing.
Some call it weird, some call it way out, but it's known as avant-garde, the more extreme and creative side of hairdressing. Need a trim? Want something a bit different? Well, you've come to the right place. I'm Cara Scott-James, reporting for Life, and this is Boy Hairdressing, part owned by Derek Alvey. In 1988, Derek earned the title of New Zealand's Avant-garde Stylist of the Year. So if you're looking for something a bit avant-garde, this is the place to come, and Derek is definitely the guy to do it.
I think in this day and age one is always surrounded by a constant barrage of visual image, so to a certain extent you can take that and add on to it, or take the thing apart and come up with something which may not entirely be fresh, but certainly a new viewpoint. It isn't really so much in a streetwear look, because we don't actually have a lot of it on the street.
You know, New Zealand is too small and conservative for a hairdresser to go totally avant-garde. So, to satisfy a lust for the bizarre, it can become more of a hobby, which for Les Daly, part owner of Grace Hair Design, it has.
The history goes back centuries old. It sort of started right back in Renaissance. The avant-garde now is a lot more impressive because we can photograph it more so than just living the lifestyle. Like what we see now and think is bizarre in those days was quite normal. It was more closely connected to the royal people.
So when did you first start getting into it as a hobby?
After about 1 or 2 years of hairdressing, I tended to I had all the basic techniques of hairdressing, and I was looking for another avenue, and people I worked with just were into photography, shows, etc. and just sort of spurred me on to do it. And so as I've grown in my career, I sort of got a lot stronger in the avant-garde.
So where do you plan to take your photo work?
Eventually, once I've finished with fashion and sort of looking at semi-retirement, I'd like to sort of create books, do books on myself.
Down the road, Arthur Tahori likes the creative opportunity avant-garde styling gives him. He's interested in styles that can be worn on the street.
Hair is a very good way of saying how you're feeling, and today it's Monday and I've got up and my hair's all over the place, so I just have a style that is an extension of that feeling just for the day.
Why? Want to be looked over rather than overlooked.
Well, there you have it, the ins and outs of freaky hair design. Still fancy that cut? Or how about taking it to the extreme?
Do you want to be a reporter for Life? Well, just write to Gabe, paint the town red, Life, Box 3094.